Lubricant Jam here. I'm just going to be showing you a quick walkthrough on how to get started at Nexus Roleplay. So Nexus Roleplay is basically a 5M server running on the Grand Theft Auto game, where we basically roleplay as a character. You can create your own backstory and create your own gang potentially in the city, allegiance, you know, whatever you want. You create your own life within Grand Theft Auto. It's completely strict roleplay, so that means you always stay in character. You can never break character, and if you would like to break character for any slight reason, for example, if you wanted to tell someone you wanted to go downstairs to get a coffee, then you'll say, for example, I'm just gonna go into my head and dream about making a coffee, for example. This video is going to be all in one hit. I'm not going to be cutting and starting it because I just want to get it over and done with. It's going to be a nice prompt tutorial on how to get started within roleplay. So, for example, here is the rules. You can go over the basic rules here. I would strongly advise getting familiar with those. Let me just turn my phone off real quick. Yep, so that's the rules. The commands, you've got a list of all the commands that you can use here. I would heavily recommend reading over these, as you will be needed to use these. For example, if an officer tells you to put your hands up, you need to know that the key to put your hands up. If you don't know, that's fine. Just say to the officer, I can't remember how to move my muscles, and then they will say to you, oh, you flex your X muscle, and then the X muscle corresponding to the key. So today we will start by creating a new character. At the moment I have deleted all my characters for the purpose of this video. So if we go to create character, so for example, you want to create your character. This is your character that you will be playing on. You can have multiple characters. You don't have to have the one character. For example, I can make a criminal now. I could then make a civilian that's applying for the police force, and then obviously that will be my police character, and so on and so forth. So for example, my character goes by the name of Jamal Ostergaard. I'll put my real life birthday because why not? And then I'll select my gender. So I've got my character here. I select my character, click select. There is a password here. You can get this from our Discord when you join. So for example, I'm in the character selection screen. I'm not going to bother because purposes of this video. So we're in the city of Los Santos. What do we do from here? Well, there's not much you can really do from here. There's no strict tutorial. You don't get told where to go, what to do, so on and so forth. For example, most civilian cars are locked. If I get lucky, yeah, so I can't get into that one. Probably can't even get into this one either. So I'm completely stuck on what to do, essentially. So what you'll need to do is refrain from asking people in the chat box what to do, because they won't tell you. They'll just tell you to RP to find out, and RP to find out means, you know, you got to use your character. You're not going to realistically fly into a new city. I'm not going to fly to America tomorrow and be like, yo, I already know all of this stuff about this city because I learned of it from someone who doesn't exist in the server or in the city. So you have to ask people. So for example, this lady could be a player. I'd be like, hey, yo, what can I do in regards to getting some illegal goods? And obviously they'll see you as a new person in the city. So, oh, I don't really know if I want to tell you about that right now, but I can recommend you, and then you'll get your recommendations. So it's all about networking and basically getting a name for yourself in the city. So we go into the job center, which is right opposite where you spawn, and we can get a job. So a nice little job to start off with would be taxi. So taxis, you can go to the taxi depot, get a taxi out. You can either do player pickups, which you can charge whatever fee you like, and you can also do NPC pickups. Fisherman, self-explanatory. You go to the checkout. You go to the fisherman check-in. So you got to clock on for duty, get in a tug, go out to sea, do some fishing, come back. Post ops, delivery service, lumberjack, self-explanatory. All of these jobs you require to go. So you basically, if I click my job right here now, it'll say to start work, you need to go to your place on your marker. And then for this one, it would be there, workplace. So I need to go here to check in. So I can't actually start my job until I check in for the day. What else do we have here? So I've already gone over the fact that if someone was to tell me to flex my X muscle would be my X key. and so on and so forth. And typically a police officer will say to you, if you get arrested, they'll say, put your hands up and follow the sound of my voice through your eyes. Through your eyes basically means look through your eyes. So you go into first person and then hold X and then walk backwards. So hold X and walk backwards. So I will be walking backwards, but at the moment, as soon as I go into third person, I will run the way that, you know, the key I'm pressing. So that's what it means by look in your eyes. So for example, obviously GTA is quite buggy. Sometimes people won't see cars as well as you do. So if someone says like, "Oh, did you hit that in your eyes?" In your eyes means on your screen. That's a typical RP situation. So you kind of can make sense what people mean. So for example, if I went up to someone in the city right now and I said, "Hey, yo, dude, nice to meet you. Where can I find how do I play this game?" And they'll say to you, "Why are you talking alien to me? I don't understand this alien talk," because obviously they're playing their character. They don't know who you are. They're just a character in the game. So it makes complete sense. You just got to get used to it. It does seem a little bit odd at first, but you get heavily used to it really quick. It's all about immersion. So we've gone through the character creation screen. You can obviously create your character as you want. There's no limits to what you can do, and so on and so forth. So once you've got a job out there, you can then go to find your way to the job center. Obviously, I could open my phone through F1 and go to phone and then do left button, and then I can call a taxi. If there's any taxi members on duty, I can call a taxi, so on and so forth. Mechanics is there if my car breaks down. Ambulance and police, same thing applies. So I can text people within the server right now if I wanted to. If I just have to get their numbers. Obviously, you get their numbers by talking to them again. So this is a player owned. This is a player. Obviously, I can see their name tags because I'm an admin. But for example, so morning officers, how are you doing today?
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
I'm new to the city. Do you have any ideas as to where I can go and get some money from real quick?
The job centre is actually parked up right to our right, actually, sir.
Oh, okay. What would you recommend is the best way to start getting money in the city? Because obviously I'm looking for a legal life. You know, I'm not about those drugs. I abide the law. You know.
Oh, of course, sir. We respect that. Yeah, there's a roster of jobs in that job centre there. You can
gotta
interact
just
with.
pull over to the side real quick, sir.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I should apologise for my jaywalking.
Here, one sec. Let me quickly get out and show you, sir.
So, for example, they know who I am, obviously. Like they know exactly who I am in person, but they have to act like they don't know me. So it's all about playing it properly. So this guy's a cadet, so he is training to be a full officer.
You can seek illegal.
Sorry, I think you might be talking a bit quietly. I think your voice box might be a little bit quiet at the moment.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you perfectly now.
I can
okay,
hear
brilliant. Yeah, so that's the city job centre just there, sir. You can go there to seek employment and make a legal income.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your help.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
Cheers. So yeah, so for example, there he was on the configuration of Whisper. So you got 3 settings on your voice box. So at the bottom right, you can see I'm currently in shouting mode. So that means I got a wider variety of space that some people can hear me from. If I keep pushing H, it'll go to Whisper. So that means Whisper is like a very short distance. So for example, if 2 officers wanted to go and speak about you breaking the law, they'd go into Whisper and walk away a little bit, so you can't hear them. And then normal is kind of just like a normal range, but ideally you want to stay on shouting. You can do that by flexing your H muscle. So for the purpose of this, I'm going to spawn myself in a car. Obviously, in order to drive a car yourself, you will need to get a driving license and so on and so forth.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you very much. Sorry, I was just in my head real quick.
Yeah, no, you kind of scared me. I couldn't see that car in my eyes at first.
No worries, no worries. So yeah, that's what I mean by in your eyes. So for example, if we go to the job center, not job center real quick, sorry. So obviously you got to abide traffic laws and so on and so forth.
Mind slowing it down a bit for me, please?
Sorry, officer.
I'll let you run this red light for some special city reason, but...
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, so you got to abide the law, of course. They will stop you and so on and so forth. So if we go to the PDM real quick, so this is where you can buy vehicles. In order to start driving, you have to buy a driving license. So in order to get a driving license, just come over to PDM, sign yourself up for a driving license. That will then register. If I do /DL right now, it will say you do not have a driving license. You can get one of these at Simeon's. This is Simeon's. You put in your full name of your character, the date of when you're registering your license, and primary address. If you live at a residence, I'll put non-applicable because I do not have a home at the moment. So if I do /DL, you can see at the bottom left, Jamal Mastercard, address not currently active, active points, and date registered. As you can see there as well, when I mistyped my command, there was my character name by local. So this is local OOC. So this is where you talk about like out of character things, but not necessarily all the time, because people will break in people's immersion because it will be up in their chat box. So that is another handy thing to do. If you want to talk to the whole entire server, it's /OOC and then hey guys. So for example, that is that. If you want to do something else, Twitter saying anyone about who can modify cars. I am looking for a neat whip. So that is how you tweet. So /tweet is how you use a Twitter. You can do /anon tweet to tweet anonymously. So for example, if you wanted to threaten someone and you didn't want your identity to be known, you would do anonymous tweet. An advertisement is /ad, selling hot dogs for $500. Very good meat. So that is how you would do an advertisement for like some job offers and so on and so forth. But this is your local PD. If you need any help, assistance from police, you can come here and so on and so forth. I'm saying so on and so forth are quite a lot, but you can kind of understand. It's like common. It's mainly common sense, but it kind of makes, you know, it makes a lot of sense because you're living the life of a player in the city. You live under this guy's life. And for example, if I was to go on my police officer right now, someone might recognize my voice and say, "Oh, hey, is that Jamal?" And I'll be like, "No, I'm Jamal's cousin. That's why we sound alike and we look alike." So they'll be like, "Oh, right, okay," because that's how you tell someone you're on a different character. So it kind of makes a lot of sense. So if we, for example, go to where we want to check in, yeah, fair enough. I'm probably in a car that's not suitable for this type of thing. I shouldn't have this because I am a local. You know, I've just joined the city. I don't actually have this amount of money. Obviously, you want to put your seatbelt on. Push B to put that on under 50 miles per hour. Otherwise, you will fly through your windscreen. And yeah, so you'll go get a job, and then you'll grind your money. You'll drive. Basically, the taxi is pretty simple. You just get into the vehicle, push delete to start taking local jobs, because by default you will be on player duty. If there's no players that are wanting to have a taxi, then yeah, there's not going to be any money in there for you, unfortunately. So you'll push E to get a taxi. You can see at the top right, it will say, for a local taxi missions, press delete to start. Press delete to start. Loading work taxi driver. And then I'll drive around. And then on my mini-map, I'll see a little blip saying that someone wants to get a lift. So that's how jobs work, essentially. They're pretty automated. Obviously, you need to still abide the law. Otherwise, you will get punished for it. You will get sent to jail. You can actually get sent to jail on here. So if I set myself to a police officer real quick, so I'm ID 20. If you push U, this is your like utility menu to see how many players are. You will only ever use this, sorry, if a player is breaking the rules, because it will tell you their ID above their head, which you can then go to player count, and it will tell you what players are on the server. So that is a very useful way to report people. If you push Z, this will show you your inventory menu. At the moment, I've only got one item in my inventory. You can open your inventory by F2. You can drag that to use, and then it will use the item. I can give it to someone if they're in the local area. No players are nearby. And I can drop it on the floor, and I can pick up the mobile phone off the floor. So if we go back into the Z menu. So for example, if I get a car out again, XA21. Turn the radio off. So there's a lot of vehicle options in here. So if I was to get pulled over by a traffic stop right now, I would pull over to the side of the road, and then the officer would say from their cruiser, please turn the vehicle engine off, sir. I'll turn the engine off. And then they'll come up to the window, and obviously you need to put the window down to speak to them. So they'll say, please put your windows down, and then you'll say, how could I be of assistance today, blah, 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 blah. And they'll say, could I see your proof of insurance and your ID? So you do /ID to give their ID, and then you do /DL to give you a driving license. If you are shooting, for example, in public or something like that, or someone's been shots fired in the area and they need to see your gun license, /GL. I don't have a gun license, I can get that from DOJ, that's down the corner. So yeah, these are the vehicle options for you. You can turn the engine back on like that. Money, you can give money through this, give dirty money, and you can also give access to your house if you want multiple people to live with you in your household. Houses, you can get them by renting, or you can buy them in the streets. So if we go over here, you can see I walk up to the door. I can rent this motel for 7 days for $420. I can go in. Oh, I don't have enough money. So if I was to give myself money, hotel room rented for 7 days. I can go into my hotel. You have a crafting table here, which is where you can craft illegal substances, but I won't touch that because you will then need to figure that out yourselves. Because we can't spoon feed you information. Of course, you've got to figure it all out in character. This is just a basic demonstration of how to get familiarized with our city. You get storage boxes, and you can also change your outfits and create new outfits here. So that's the basic principle of how properties work. I'm not going to go majorly in depth. I don't want to go into major in depth because otherwise you won't have anything to learn. But I'm just going over the basic principles and how to get started in the city. And of course you can come over here and basically buy a weapon license. Go indoors, get the weapon license. There's pretty much not else I want to really touch because of course if I say any more it will be ruining your experience. If you have any questions you can go into our Discord and type it in the support chat, or you can make a ticket. Majority of the stuff is labeled on the map for you, so it's not hard for you to go around about and getting things. One thing I will mention before I close off is food is a must. You need to drink. Eat and drink is the main thing that's going to probably kill you. Because, of course, if we don't eat and drink, we will die. So if we go to the nearest fast food restaurant without flying through the windscreen, because I haven't got my seatbelt on, and I don't actually want to put that on. If we go to the fast food restaurant, you can go up to the drive-thru in a vehicle, or you can go on foot. It doesn't really matter. You just need to get there. And you can buy some burgers and some water. So I post a window. So if I push E in this window here, I can buy some bottle of waters, some cheeseburgers. Most servers have like a weight limit on our server, on the servers, but we don't. We just have an item limit. So if you can see here, look, I've got 24 items in my inventory out of 120. Soon you will be able to expand that, and you can also get things in character which can expand the storage, and you can have certain boxes of storage elsewhere, but I won't be telling you how to do that, nor will I be able to say how you do it. So as you can see here, bottle of water, this is how you use the item. I'm drinking the water. My bar goes up here. I eat the burger. My hunger goes up. So these bars down the bottom left is the green one is obviously health. The one to the right of that is armor. I don't have armor as a civilian. Bottom left is your food. The purpley blue one is water. To the right of that, the turquoise one is your oxygen level, and to the right of that is your proximity, like when you're speaking or not. So that will light up when I'm speaking, and then when I let go of my button, it will then remove itself. So that's pretty much the basic principle of how you play. Again, you have to stay into character. If you have an issue with someone in the server, you can use the /report command saying, I have an issue with a player RDMing, and then that will tell them tell the staff members that someone's RDMing. They will then spectate you, figure it out, and deal with it. You don't have to break your character or anything like that. If you want to tell them more information and provide evidence, you do that for a support ticket through our Discord. If there's any other questions, it all goes through our Discord server. You do not bring your issues into your roleplay. Otherwise, that will then not warrant. You know, that will ruin other people's experience. So I hope you've kind of understood a little bit about our server. If not, that's absolutely fine. We're here to help you. We want to bridge the gap between serious roleplay and newcomers, so this is why we're making this video. Hope you enjoyed. Again, I'll see you in the city. Hopefully you'll meet Jamal Ostergaard. Who knows? But be careful, because he does have a tendency to like machetes. Anyway, thank you very much, and see you in the server.